Welcome to Ready Set RC, and today we have the Maverick Quantum2 monster truck. And this to me has been one of the more highly anticipated RCs that I've wanted on the channel for quite some time. I went ahead and I purchased the brush version. Now there are several different versions of this truck. You have two colors in the brush, the blue that you're seeing here today, and I believe an orange. And then in the brushless version, you have a red and I believe a green. For the most part, all trucks are pretty much the same, except for the brushless version comes with two extra items. You get a tower-to-tower brace, and you get metal hexes on the truck. We're gonna go through this fairly quickly because I want to do a comparison between this and with the team-associated rival MT10, which is also, the one that I have is also a brush version, which I've converted over to brushless. But let's go over what you get in the box. You get the quick start guide, and then there is some promotional material there's also an antenna sleeve that comes with it as well. For those of you that have been following the channel, I'm in my workspace right now, so a little bit of a disarray. So if there's any other parts that came with the truck that I may have gotten that I've taken out, apologize guys, but for right now, that's all that I saw that came with the truck. And then you get the MTX 400 controller. Very basic, but it does the job, guys. You got throttle, steering, a foam wheel, a little lanyard spot over here on the rear. As for your trims, you got a reverse steering, reverse throttle, steering dual rate, your EPAs for throttle and steering. And then you have your steering trims and throttle trims. On-off switch, bind button right here, LED for on-off right here, batteries down below. But let's get right into the truck, guys. These tires feel really good. We're gonna have to see how these hook up on some of the surfaces that I like to run. But for the most part, they feel really good, guys. They feel like they're gonna hook up very well. This is why I wanted the blue. The blue looks so sharp. Body pins are tethered. The inside is backed with silver. Feels really good, guys, in the hand. We're gonna have to see how this holds up, if it's fragile or not, but it feels really good. I would like to have seen some skids on the roof, but that's minor. We can always apply that if we need it. Now I went ahead and I purchased this truck from Amain. It was $199.99. minus the shipping and tax. I'll leave a link to this RC in the description below. But I will say at this price point, surprised that it comes with LEDs front and rear. You have oil-filled composite shocks. They do have a metal collar to screw down and adjust the shock. Metal shock cap. There are two adjustments on the lower suspension arm for the shocks and two adjustments on the upper, several adjustments for your body height. The lower suspension arms feel really good. Fixed composite links in the front for camber and tow, but there are adjustments on the steering knuckle to adjust your camber. CVT type drive shafts in the front, dog bones in the rear. Composite shock tower, nice firm bumper with a little bit of give, an adjustable servo saver, a metal Ackerman bar, a nice size battery tray, and it's affixed with Velcro. For the rear, we have a composite shock tower. There are three adjustments on the upper for the shocks, two adjustments on the lower suspension arm. Composite links in the rear. There is some minor adjustment for camber also in the rear. No adjustments for tow. Rear bumper has a little bit of give, and there's a wheelie bar coming off the rear. Wheelie bar is adjustable in the rear. The wheelie bar kind of impedes the LED light that you have down below too. It does not feel like it's on ball bearings, but it is free spinning. As for the chassis, we're looking at a composite chassis, but there is a true monster truck chassis on this. So there is a little bit of a high clearance in the center. I'll show you guys what that looks like on the side profile. So there is a little bit of a high clearance in the center. Gives you more of that true monster truck style to it. As for the electronics, we're looking at a 12-turn 550 can motor. So if you're looking to go to brushless, there's a lot of space here for you to go with a decent size that this RC can handle. Receiver box, this ESC is 6-cell nickel metal or a 2S LiPo compatible. Even though on it, it says it's 2S and 3S capable, I would not suggest running it on 3S. ESC, and this is 2S and 3S rated, but the motor is not. So that's why the RC itself is going to be a 2S rated RC. The leads coming off of the ESC, they do have a Tamiya plug on it, but it's actually an adapter to an XT60 plug that is on this. I'm now glad to see that they're going over to XT60s instead of putting Deans on these cars. For the servo, it's a 7-kilogram plastic geared and it's water resistant. It is the MS07WR. They're saying it's a high torque servo, but here we are, guys, with the two trucks that I really wanted to show you together: the Quantum2 MT and the Rival MT. Both of these come as brushed RCs. As I mentioned before, I've converted this one to brushless. For the most part, this is just like the brushless version that Team Associated sells, minus the LEDs and the brushless system. Size-wise, these are what I would consider more on the smaller scale when it comes to 10-scale monster trucks. And the Rival MT is going to come in slightly shorter, just a little bit, slightly shorter than the Quantum2 MT. And it's also going to come in slightly more narrow than the Quantum MT. But it too has that higher center of gravity chassis, giving you that true monster truck feel. And for those of you that are not aware of this truck is a tank. It takes a lot of beatings and comes right back for more. A lot of adjustments. The difference between the two is that this is going to come with a slipper clutch, and this truck actually has a center differential going on. The other piece to the Rival MT is that this truck comes with a LiPo battery with it, and it has several adjustable links front and rear. But for the most part, for people who are new to RC, you're most likely not going to know what to do with a lot of those adjustments that are on this truck. But for people who are looking to advance themselves in a hobby, it's a great thing to have in a very beginner truck. Just want to give you guys a quick view of what the chassis look like underneath. You guys can see the motor placements, the ESC, the battery box, everything else going on with these two trucks, where the servos are mounted. Just trying to give you guys another idea of what these trucks look like underneath the shells in regards to the builds. Both have composite shocks, except for the shock caps on this one, they are metal, and the shock collars are also metal. Versus this one has composite shock caps, composite shocks, and also composite collars that adjust the shocks as well. No sway bars on this truck, but there are optional parts to put sway bars on this. Sway bars on the Rival MT10. Mine is 2S and 3S capable with the power system that I'm running in this. Eventually, the system that I'll be putting in this one too will be 2S and 3S capable. Composite shock towers, composite chassis. These two would be a fair comparisons if you're looking for a smaller monster truck outside of the Traxxas and Arrma family to look at. And when I say Traxxas and the Arrma family, I mean the Arrma Granite and the Traxxas Stampede would be the other trucks that you would look at in this class. But these two come at a slightly lower price point than the Stampede. So what's next for the Quantum2 MT? We're gonna put some batteries in this and see how it performs brushed, and then we're going to immediately go through my parts bin and see what system I have available and put a brushless system into this and then give it a rip. But we're gonna leave it here. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok for the latest updates to the channel. This is Ready Set RC, signing out. Thanks again, guys.